young horse, we're doing it just with a little bit of forward motion. And I want you to kind of watch here. We're not trying to get the horses quicker. We're trying to get the horses a little more engaged. We're trying to get a longer stride, a little bit more drive with the rear end. And loosen up a little bit more, Gabby. And you'll see Gabby's horses. She starts to go forward and get relaxed. She'll start to stretch that stride, which is the first thing you've got to have before you can get to the point that you want to collect these horses. That's it. Just going to keep moving there a little bit, Cassidy. Good, driving right up there. And you see with Cassidy and Talia, we're starting to get a little longer stride, a little more collection. The horse should be reasonably loose in the collection, not tight and drawn up tight. But you want a lot of push from the rear end. That's good, Gabby. She went right by there. Okay, Gabby. Now, just sit your trot, Gabby, but keep the trot moving forward. And you can see in Gabby's horse, she's starting to come into the frame. I guess one thing I want to emphasize with you, we have to train through teaching the horse. And like I said in the beginning, whether you want a Western dressage horse, a Western pleasure horse, or any other discipline, they've got to be soft and supple. As you can see Wilbur right there, she starts to take up, he rounds up, Talia's horse starts to round up. There's a little bit of difference in the amount of collection which goes with the horses as far as their frame and how they move the best. And you can see the beginning results with Gabby that this horse is not rushing around the arena. She's taking a much longer stride. Okay, Gabby, go back to posting. Okay, Talia, you can walk, and Cassidy, you can walk. Okay, now, if you watch Gabby, and I don't know how attentive her horse is here, but Gabby, I want you to sit that trot, don't use your reins, loosen a little bit, and just use your seat, and slow that trot back down. Stiffen your back, close your seat. Good. She did it enough that she came right down to the walk without any contact on the bit. That shows you we've got the horse listening to our seat as far as going forward and as far as coming down to a slow jog and coming down to a trot. And you'll notice as she starts to go along, she gets a little bit more relaxed. Okay, now, Cassidy, let's go ahead and have you give us a canter transition. We want to kind of push the horse up into the bit. I want you to notice the canter from the beginning when we did the Western Pleasure. She's starting to drive her horse a little bit more. She's got to keep her hands steady, drive that horse up into the bit. You notice it's a little bit more contact, a little bit more collection. But we've got everything set up for this at the beginning. As we have the horse going away from her legs, driving forward. And then we have the horse kind of soft into her hands. Okay, Talia, if you'd like to give us a little canter transition. Sure. You can lope it. Okay, Cassidy, you can go ahead and walk a little bit. And you see we're driving a little bit more. The horse is not, as a Western Pleasure horse, it would be a little too high in its head carriage. We would want that to be down a little bit. But in the Western Dressage, we want the horse up just a little bit. We don't want it as much as a classical dressage horse, and we want this to where we can drive and stay relaxed and get that horse engaged. A little right leg right there, push it through the corner. Very good, and you can walk. Okay, let's do a little reverse. Gabby, you turn to the inside. Cassidy, turn toward the outside, do a little turn on the forehand, Talia, whatever you'd like there would be great. Okay, Gabby, let's go ahead and have you trot a little bit this way. Now, see how she's starting out a little slow? And notice that Gabby does not have spurs on. What we're trying to do is get this horse to listen to our legs before, and she's been rode with spurs, but what we're doing right now is trying to get her to listen to our legs. And Gabby's posting, she's driving a little bit with her legs. We're trying to relax this horse into going forward, and you'll see as we go, okay, ask her for a little bit more. Loosen a little bit more on your reins. Notice also, as we just kind of keep her head in front of her, we're not forcing her. At times, she really relaxes that neck, lets her neck come down, lifts her back, and really uses her hind end well. This is something that she's got a lot she's looking at. And this is something, there you go, a little longer rein, and she'll come down to you. See, we're not forcing this horse into collection. We're doing everything right as far as, first of all, the horse has to move forward to our legs. Second of all, we have to get her listening and relaxed going forward. Then eventually we'll pick up a little contact on the bit. Okay, Cassidy, go ahead and pick up your jaw. Tie your jaw. That's it. Okay, now just sit again, Gabby, and just sit and wait on her to walk. That's it. Use your seat, not your reins. Very good. Hope all of you saw that. She just really, we took a few strides, but we're building in a little bit of horse being more sensitive to our legs and seat. Okay, push them on just a little bit, Cassie. That's it. And give us a shoulder in down this side. Now, to achieve a lot of this, we've got to get the horse listening to our legs, listening to our seat guide. The things you have to be aware of in your horse. You have to control the head and neck. You have to control the shoulders. The rib cage right there, he has to be soft and move his rib cage away from that left leg a little. And then we have to control the hips. Okay, try one right over here. When you come, turn right toward the bleachers over here. Okay, Gabby, you come right into this end. That's it. Now, Gabby, come right down here. What I like to do with the young horses as far as starting to get them supple, okay, turn a little circle to your left. Pull that left rein out a little bit. Just like to kind of bend them around a little bit, drive them with that inside leg. Now play lightly with that left rein. And just kind of get her to walk. Now see her head go down, see her start to relax a little bit. She's walking forward. What she's learning right there is she's learning to bend her head and neck to the left and give to the bit. She's learning to bend her rib cage and soften to that, and there she came right into a turnaround, okay? Now, walk right up here and let's try one to the right. And then she's learning how to give to the rib cage. This is probably one of the first things I do with the young horses and have the riders do, is just a lot of little circle work. What we ideally want the horse to do is to walk around that circle, curve its body in the direction of the circle there. See her drop her head, started to relax a little bit, started to chew the bit. And you'll see as she starts to get curved around it there, she gave to the rib cage. Okay, good. Now, let her walk again. Now right there, try another one to the left. You're just at a place where the horse can understand it, doing something soft and simple. But you're teaching that horse how to give as it's going forward, and it's giving you something to build on. Okay, good, Gabby. Now walk on. Now, Cassidy, what I want you to do is kind of walk down toward the fence there, right parallel to the fence. Now I want you to turn toward the fence right there and use your right leg and move his hip away. Now keep turning and go to the right. Right there, we're starting to see the horse. Now walk forward. See the horse start to move its hip? Something very simple you can do with your horses at home. Okay? Now, come off the rail right here, and we're going to do the same thing to the left. Starting to get that horse to move away from the left leg and move its hips out of the way. Okay, turn right into the rail. Push the hip with your left leg. See, the hip starts to move over, and then we release and walk forward. Kind of rewarded the horse. Different things. What you've got to think about in the Western dressage, you've got to have different things that you're using in your training techniques in order to get your horse soft and supple. And you've seen with this horse here, we're getting this horse to drive forward. We're getting the other horses into the bit because they're at a different stage. And we're working on getting the horse supple, responsive, moving away from the legs, and that's what you need. And as far as the Western dressage,